Welcome back to Mindful Escape. My name's Leighton, and in today's video we're going to talk about how you can overcome anxiety with mindfulness. For those of you that don't know, I struggled with anxiety for about 3 years, and I didn't realize I had anxiety. I didn't know what it was, but it was crippling me in my work life and my personal life. I got to the point where my anxiety levels were so high, my stress levels were through the roof, I ended up in a state of depression. And luckily, I found a therapist who started working with me and introduced me to mindfulness. Now, this was a game changer for me, and I've been practicing mindfulness now for almost 7 years. And with my practice of mindfulness and meditation, it's enabled me to think clearly about everything I do. And I really wanted to share this video with you if you're struggling with anxiety, for you to know that you don't have to live with anxiety your whole life. There is a way to come out of this, and there's plenty of different options out there, but mindfulness was the route that helped me, and hopefully it can help you. So today I'm going to talk about a few different things that you can incorporate into your life to help you overcome anxiety. Tips and tricks to use mindfulness in your day-to-day life, and also ways that you can feel so much better about yourself so that you don't have to carry this anxiety with you through the rest of your life. So what I realized when I was struggling with anxiety is that it was mostly heightened when I was overthinking about the past or worrying about the future. And when I practiced mindfulness, it allowed me to come back into the present moment. It allowed me to become aware of the things that were going on around me, the feelings and emotions within me that were being affected or impacted in that present moment. And that actually, when I started thinking about the past and the future, that was when my anxiety went up. So if I could bring myself back into the present, then I could bring my anxiety back down. And then when we're in that present moment, we can start to let go of the stresses and the worries. Because in reality, the only time is now. We cannot change the past. And we cannot move into the future. We can only be here in this moment. And through this practice of mindfulness, it really helped me to understand that. And I realized that the more present I was, the better my future would become. Because as I was more mindful and more present, I was more aware, my thoughts were clear, and it allowed me to move forward with confidence, with clarity, and with ease. Now, scientific studies are showing that mindfulness allows you to regulate your nervous system. Now, studies have shown that when you practice mindfulness to reduce anxiety, what we're really doing is calming the nervous system. We're regulating the emotions. And this is what we need to do when we come into that present moment. Because what often happens when we're thinking about the past, we're heightening our emotions, making us feel more stressed and anxious. And when we're worrying about the future, we're heightening those emotions again, worrying about the future, increasing stress and anxiety and bringing in frustration and fear. So when we come into that present moment and we regulate our emotions, we calm our nervous system, we slow down our thoughts, we slow down our breath. It allows us to feel more comfortable, more content in the moment. I'm going to show you 3 techniques that I've incorporated into my life that I pretty much do every day. And you can implement these throughout your day. You can practice them at home, at work, wherever you are. But by practicing these techniques, it allows you to come into the present moment. So number 1, which is one of my favorites, is breath awareness or mindful breathing. So whenever we feel like the anxiety is spiking, we're becoming worried, we can feel that the panic is starting to set in, just become aware of your breath. Sometimes it helps to take a deep breath in, let it go, and then observe the breath. What I found when I was struggling with anxiety, because my mind was racing so fast, I would forget about my breath. I would start shallow breathing in my chest. So if we can slow that down and breathe into our stomach, Allow that to expand and then let go. Allow our nervous system to relax. Allow ourselves to slow down those thoughts and just become aware of the breath. Maybe just observe it for a couple of seconds. Notice it coming in and out of your nose or your mouth. You can do it now. Notice how you're breathing. The second exercise that I like to do is body awareness, a body scan. You'll come across this a lot in meditation, but you can do this throughout your day. You don't even need to close your eyes. Obviously, if it helps, feel free to close your eyes, but you can sit here right now while you're watching this video and just become aware of a part of your body, maybe your feet. What's going on with your feet right now? Are they clenched up? Maybe your shoulders and your neck. Are your shoulders hunched up? Are you creating tension here? Just become aware of it. You don't even need to change it. Just observe your body. And then choose another part of your body, maybe your abdomen, your back, your thighs, whatever it is. Become aware of your body. And then again, this is bringing you into the present moment. This is slowing down those racing thoughts, the worrying about the past, the anxiety about the future, bringing you into the now, allowing you to slow down. And remember that when you slow down your thoughts, everything becomes clearer. And when you're in that moment, I know how it is, I know how it feels, like nothing is possible. Just take that time and remind yourself, I'm in this state right now. Slow down, focus on my breath, focus on my body. Or my third technique, which I really like, is a grounding technique, which is simply focusing on your senses. It could be what you can see in your environment. So right now I could look at a plant over there, a chair over there, and just observe what's in your space right now. Just notice maybe 2 or 3 items, bringing you into that present moment. It could be what you hear. Can you hear someone talking? Can you hear the dog barking? What can you hear? What's going on? Maybe the birds outside. Just become aware of what you can hear. What can you smell? Are you outside? Is there fresh grass? Are you inside? Can you smell someone's cooking? Maybe someone's making coffee. Become aware of the smells in that present moment. Bring yourself to the here and now. And then notice how you're feeling. Maybe you notice the connection between you and what you're sitting on or what you're standing on. Maybe something's touching your arm. Maybe you're leaning on a wall. Bring in those feelings, the feelings of the present moment, the sensations. Incorporate those 3 techniques. If you've tried any of them before, let me know in the comments below, or if you're going to try, let me know which ones you're going to try. I'd love to know how they work for you or how your experience was, and let others know so they can also try them out and see if they are good for them. Or obviously everyone is different, so you have to find what works for you. Practice different techniques to help you overcome the overthinking of the past or the worry of the future. When we practice mindfulness, we start to become more aware of our thought patterns. And if you haven't watched it already, you need to head over to my previous video, which was all around mindful self-reflection. Because when we become more aware of ourselves, it allows us to become more aware of our thoughts. And when those anxious thoughts start arising, we can notice them quicker. And then we can bring ourselves into our practice, our breath, our body, our senses. And then we can overcome that anxious feeling, those stressful thoughts, and bring ourselves back into the present moment so that we don't feel so overwhelmed with all the things that are going on in our life. One of the things I noticed when I started practicing mindfulness is that when the anxious thoughts started coming up, I could remind myself that actually they are only thoughts. It's not what's happening in the current reality. I'm projecting something from the past or the future. I'm worrying about something that isn't actually happening right now. One of the important lessons for me when it came to managing anxiety is that I didn't need to fight anxiety. That doesn't mean that I was giving into anxiety, but instead I was just becoming an observer of it, understanding that it was part of my life and that I could choose to keep it with me, or I could choose to bring myself back into the present moment. And we all have a choice. And while it can seem really hard in the moment because our thoughts are racing at 100 miles an hour, it feels like we've got so much to do. It's like we're stuck in that box and it's panic stations all around. But as we practice mindfulness and we become more aware, we realize that we have the power to change that. We have the power to control the thoughts. And yes, it takes practice, but you are in control. And you have the ability to very slowly incorporate mindfulness into your day so that you can become more aware of these anxious thoughts and learn to live without them affecting you as they have in the past. There are a lot of people, professional athletes, high-performing business owners, that use mindfulness. A lot of people find themselves in high-pressure, high-stress environments today. But in order to think more clearly, in order to perform at your best, it helps to practice mindfulness to gain more clarity. And by bringing in more mindfulness into your day, you'll allow yourself to overcome those anxious thoughts that come to you when they do. On top of the exercises and techniques that I've given you today, you can also practice mindful meditations. Practice mindful meditations for 5, 10, 20 minutes a day. At times when you feel like anxiety may get the best of you. I like to do it in the morning before I start work. I like to do it in the evenings before I have my dinner, or even before I go to bed to help me fall asleep faster. Practicing mindful meditations, allowing you to slow down those thoughts, allowing you to let go of those worries so that you don't take them with you throughout the rest of your day. And you don't need to do hours and hours of meditation. Simply bring in a small practice. Start with small steps. And as you become better, as you grow with this practice, you'll find that overcoming your anxiety becomes easier and easier every day. And remember, it's not a race. You don't need to overcome it by tomorrow. But know that practicing this every day, you'll get a little bit better at managing those thoughts and allowing yourself to overcome those worries. Another great tool which you can add is mindful journaling. And it seems to be a more popular practice these days. But if you've got a notebook or a journal, you can write down things that maybe make you feel anxious throughout your day. Write them down and then ask yourself questions. Why does this make me feel anxious? What am I worried about? What am I concerned about? Are these thoughts, beliefs, are they true? Or am I overthinking it? Am I over-worrying? Am I creating something out of nothing? Creating something that hasn't even happened yet. I'm just building it up in our minds. So by journaling, sometimes this can help us get things out onto paper, get the thoughts out of our head onto the page, and then look at them from an observer's perspective. And perhaps that will help you process it as well and help you overcome those anxious thoughts. And just remember that anxiety doesn't have to control your life. Through mindfulness, you can find your calm, you can find your clarity, and you can find confidence. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and found value in it, please give it a like. Don't forget to write in the comments below what kind of mindfulness practice you're bringing into your day, and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one.